And closely related to that is the story of cash shortage, which I have experienced, at least in Lagos State. So this is confirmed. But we do not seem to understand the cause of it. Last week, the Central Bank of Nigeria shared a circular assuring Nigerians that there would be enough cash in circulation, especially for the festive season, and sharing some numbers and email address where you can reach out to them if you see anything otherwise. In spite of all of this, cash shortage is a reality in many parts of the country at this time. And a lot of fingers point to the POS. We know them as the POS. They are the Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, AMBAN. A lot of fingers pointing against them as the POS operators. Let's get their perspective and hear. They are the middlemen in this, in between. I don't have. In between the banks and the consumers, So let's find out what is really going on from their perspective. We have joining us two operators. First of all, the acting president, Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents of Nigeria, AMBAN, and then also the vice chairman joining us from Edo State, Juliet Maduike, and then the acting president is Dr. Bioha Oti. Good afternoon. Let's start with you, Dr. Oti. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the program.
Good afternoon so much. Thank you for having me in your program.
Yeah, so what's going on, Dr. Oti? We thought this was resolved. We shouldn't have cash shortage at this time. What's the real situation? What's going on?
If you will recall, the last time I was in this program, a few weeks back, I cautioned that if the situation on ground was not improved towards the Yuletide season, that we will likely encounter the situation we have now, the serious cash shortage. So as people that deal with cash via the POS, so I can confirm to you that we have severe cash shortages in several parts of the country. So that is the situation on ground.
Okay, Dr. Oti, just give me a moment. I'll come back to you to follow up on that, as well as the vice chairman who's joining us. But first of all, to our viewers who were joining us via our DSTV platform, we need to head to River State now. And in River State, there's the flag off of Egui Afara Road construction in River State. It's happening at Egui Afara Road, Eche local government area, and it starts now. I believe Governor Fubara will be there. But for our viewers from other platforms, we will continue right here on Business Incorporated. If you're watching us online on our YouTube channel, you can always switch. If you want to continue watching Business Incorporated, you can switch to the other stream on YouTube, and you will stay with us right here on Business Incorporated. So Dr. Oti, you were saying that there's cash, but it's not going round, or help us to understand.
The situation on ground is that many parts of the country many POS operators, including banks, don't have cash. So there is no cash. If you go to a typical bank, in many parts of the country, including Lagos State, as a POS operator, you will not be able to withdraw more than 10,000 naira from the bank.
What are the banks telling you? What are the banks telling you, Dr. Oti?
The bank is saying they are doing the much they can. From report from our members, they are doing the much they can. Some of the branches of the bank, some of the branches have the ATMs paying. There are some branches of the banks that have their ATMs loaded, but as soon as they load it, the cash in the ATM will quickly finish, and that will be that. So there is a serious cash scarcity all over the country. That's
Okay.
the position on ground.
Okay, let's find out the situation in Edo State. So we have Juliet Madrike joining us also. Good afternoon, Ms. Madrike. What is the situation in Edo State? Is it similar to what we have in Lagos?
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am. Yeah, it's still very similar to what we have here in Edo State. I myself, I could confirm that I went to the bank yesterday, and then above the counter, they are just paying 10,000 naira. Then when you go to the ATMs, the ATM, let's assume, let's say for Zenith Bank, you're a Zenith Bank user, ATM pays you 20,000 naira. But if you're not a Zenith Bank user, maybe you are coming with your First Bank card, the ATM pays you 10,000 naira. So it's generally, even for us POS operators, we do not have cash anywhere in the country, in Edo State to be precise.
So I really don't understand. Normally, you get your supply from the banks, mostly. So what are the banks saying? Are they saying they do not have cash, or what's going on?
I think that one of the reasons why we are having this scarcity is usually it's a normal thing during the UTAD period, but we know that since this year it's like the cash has not been enough. The CBN has been encouraging a cashless society from the time of cash crunch that they said, okay, we are no longer going to be using the old money, we are going to be using the new money. From that time till now, I do not think we have recovered from cash scarcity. The CBN, they have a lot of money in circulation, as they alleged, that there's a lot of money in circulation that they can't trace. So they are not, and the deposit money banks now are not getting in a lot of deposits. People withdraw money, they don't pay in at the banks. So the money is in circulation, but then there's no money enough in the circulation. I don't understand the mathematics, but I know that most deposit money banks they don't get deposits because people actually prefer to maybe use the POS to deposit their money or just use cash within the market. While the CBN keep releasing money because I can attest to the fact that most times when you go to the bank, it's usually the new money they give to you. Most times the old money is not even at the counter. So it means the CBN keep releasing money, but the money once it comes to outside the market, it comes to circulation. We do not know exactly what is happening to it. And then because to that, most people are now encouraging, we're encouraging cashless society. Most people, most traders are now receptive to, technology. You could buy something, you just use the POS, use your card and pay. You could just do a transfer to the market woman. They are more receptive. So cash is no longer as it usually is in circulation. I think that is one of the reasons why we are having this kind of much scarcity this year.
Yeah, but it does sound like, it's not adding up. So we want to encourage a cashless society. And yet, POS operators like yourself have increased charges, which is, well, supposed to discourage people from withdrawing money. But then even the people you refer to, some traders who are receptive to you paying maybe with your card or transfer, they charge you, which discourages cashless. I mean, and now you're also saying that it looks like a lot of Nigerians are withdrawing the cash, but not allowing it to come back into circulation. I mean, it seems contradictory, really.
Yeah, it is. It is contradictory because most times in Nigeria, so many things do not work, right? So I think so many people have fear. Like, what if I take my money to the bank? Okay, there was a speculation earlier. I think last November that the CBN will stop receiving old money by 31st December. So most people they collect their money, they keep. It's not the POS operator actually because they are fond of accusing the POS operator. Most people have this money, they keep it in their homes just for security reasons, for backup reasons. The POS operator, let's be sincere, how many POS operator actually have 1 million, 2 million, 500,000 naira to keep at home just for security? So when a POS operator collects cash, the person wants to use it to make money, and the charges that you are referring to, there are so many costs attached to operating a POS. Now, recently the CBN has introduced the 50 naira stamp duty electronic levy. So for every 10,000 naira that comes to your account as a POS operator, there is 50 naira automatically. So if we do not even charge our customers, it means we cannot even meet up. We have to, most of us, we have offices. Those that don't have offices, they have these kiosks they have on the road. They pay for the kiosk, they pay for the terminal, they pay for paper, they pay for data, they pay for so many things, operational costs running that business. And for us, it is a business, right? So nobody wants a business to incur loss. You run a business that no matter, at least you can gain a little profit. So the charges is not entirely our fault. If the regulators keep making it impossible for us to encourage the cashless society, the POS operator have to still make a living. That is just it.
Yeah, well, I guess you really have to make a living. But let's talk to Dr. Oti now. Dr. Oti, you at least are the acting president of AMBAN. So where do we go from here? Are you having conversations with the authority on what we can do? I mean, because honestly, it is frustrating to be seen to be buying Naira. You want to take cash and you have to pay for it. This is Naira in Nigeria and we are paying for it. Then what do we do to dollar? What conversations are you having to solve this issue?
Yeah, last week, myself and members of my team in their session, we were in the National Assembly because we heard about the motion inviting the CBN governor and the CEOs of banks because of unidentified POS operators and all that. So we were able to meet the chairman of the committees that were responsible. We met the chairman of the committee on banking and the ancillary institutions, and we met the motion mover himself. And we had a fruitful discussion. Now, all we are asking for is anytime the government wants to take a decision concerning our business, because we are the foot soldiers, we are the people doing this business. The government should put us in the picture. They should recognize us, even though we are working as agents to the banks, to the fintechs, but at least we are the people on ground. Now, the CBN should find a way to put us in the equation. When they are talking about how they disburse cash, they should say for every CBN in a CBN branch in a state, that the POS operators, this is their quota for cash. Because whether you accept it or not, almost everybody now who wants to withdraw cash in the country goes through us. At least I had the opportunity to do a little research there. I asked the honorable members, Honorable Eze Nwachukwu Eze, who is the chairman in charge of banking and ancillary services. He told us how our people have been good helping him to make withdrawals and all that, even though there are some other complaints that he gave us. The same thing is applicable to the motion mover, Honorable John Chike Okafor. Okay? So the job we do is something that is affecting the citizens of Nigeria. So when the regulator, especially the central bank and the commercial banks that are our principals, when they are taking major decisions, they should put us in the equation, because we now are at the mercy of the customers who we are unable to serve because we don't have the necessary tools to serve them. And then at the mercy of the government, from time to time, the government looks at us like we are the people causing the problem of cash scarcity. And then a lot of fraud going on within the system. So if we are adequately involved in the decision-making process and all that, I believe that a lot will improve in terms of the business we do, as it has to do with cash and the fraudulent activities, to make sure that we are able to curb them.
All right. Thank you so much for that. We certainly hope that there'll be more information and collaboration. between the POS operators and the regulators. Acting President of Association of Mobile Money and Bank Agents in Nigeria, Dr. Obioha Oti, as well as the Vice Chairman in Edo State, Juliet Madwike. Thank you so much for sharing your views with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let's take a break now. When we come back, we'll head to the markets. Just stay with us.